Earlier this week, unusual news broke when the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG, went on a disconnection spree. We gather that a number of government institutions were disconnected because they owed the utility company huge sums of money. Now, this is very unusual for the ECG to go after public institutions, but this week it has become the order of the day. And one of such facilities is the stadium here, which is behind me, the Accra Sports Stadium, whose lights were disconnected, we gather, yesterday evening. So if you had come here yesterday in the evening, the lights would have been off. Now, all of this feeds into the fact that the ECG, as at last year, was owed in excess of about 2.6 billion Ghana cedis. Now, this debt was defrayed by the government, but clearly from the activities of the ECG this week, it is obvious that the debts are accruing again. I'll walk you through a number of institutions that are reported to owe the ECG, from the Yoko Finance Ministry, Ghana Education Service, the UNDP, Internal Audit Service, and the Ministry of Communication. Now, these group of institutions have been cautioned by the ECG to ensure that they make do of their debts with the institution. So beyond the institutions that have been cautioned, there are those who have actually been disconnected because of the amount they owe. We know that the Accra Sports Stadium is reported to owe over 500,000 Ghana cedis, Kotoka International Airport almost 50 million Ghana cedis, and La Palm close to 200,000 Ghana cedis. We're here today to find out what the situation is specifically at the Accra Sports Stadium, if their lights have been restored after the entire place was engulfed in darkness yesterday in the evening due to the disconnection exercise. Please stay with us. So we're in one of the offices here at the stadium, and as you can see, the lights are working. The AC in this room is on. Shows you that light is back here, but clearly it means that if you had come here around in the evening yesterday when the lights were taken off, were disconnected, there wouldn't have been any activity or any lights to work with. This gentleman's PC is on, he's working. The AC behind him is also on, and the light is restored and things are working. We'll go now and speak to the PRO of the facility to find out what changed after the ECG were here earlier to disconnect their lights. Yeah, welcome to the City Newsroom, sir. What's the latest development with electricity here on your stadium?
Yeah, thank you very much. I think we had the ECG undertaking power, disconnection exercise. That was yesterday, but as you can see, today we have light, so there isn't any problem as we speak.
Okay, so what led to the reconnection?
Oh, that is an arrangement from our technical department with the ECG. I don't think I have the details of it.
But can you tell us if any payments have been made from your end to the ECG?
Yeah, sure. We don't owe the ECG as we speak. We don't owe them.
Okay, so clearly you've cleared your debt.
We've cleared our debt.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yes.
And we are hoping that in the future you wouldn't have to deal with
we wouldn't have that problem.
Okay. Now tell us, we know it was just a short period, but what did it feel like not to have light on your premises, and what challenges did it pose?
Oh, for us, on March days, that is when we are busy. But off March days, we don't have much of a problem. So once it has been restored, I think that is good news for us.
So I gather you had some generators on yesterday, right?
Yes, we switched on the generators. We have standby generators. Yes, we had to switch them on.
But now you don't have to anymore.
We don't have to. We have electricity.
It's good to know you paid, and we hope that it will continue.
Yeah, that's good news for us.
Right, thank you very much, sir. So you just heard it there from the PRO of the Accra Sports Stadium, telling us that his outfit have fulfilled their obligations. They've paid their debts and they no longer owe. And he's giving the ECG some level of assurance that moving forward, these occurrences will be a thing of the past. We're in front of the Economic and Organized Crime Office. Now, this institution, per their name depicts, are mandated to ensure that various organizations and institutions are financially checked. But it appears that they aren't living up to expectations when it comes to their financial obligations with the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG. From what we gather, they are amongst the organizations that owe the ECG huge sums of money. We gather that they are in excess of hundreds of thousands of cedis. We do know that the ECG has cautioned them and admonished them to pay up as soon as possible, but we can't say when they are likely to be disconnected if they fail to honor their part of the obligation. So we're still within the Accra East jurisdiction of the Electricity Company of Ghana. Now we are within the ministry's enclave, where you find a lot of the ministries which are crucial to the everyday running of the government. Now behind me is the Ministry of Finance, which interestingly is part of the institutions that owes the Electricity Company of Ghana, ECG. The Ministry of Finance and YOCO put together are reported to owe ECG over 400,000 Ghana cedis. Now, ECG has stated that if the Ministry of Finance fails to pay its bills, it will be forced to cut power to the institution. Now, this just gets one wondering what would happen if the Ministry of Finance doesn't have access to electricity. This will literally mean bringing its operations to a standstill. We're now in the office of the PRO for ECG in Accra East to find out what her outfit have been about since the news broke out of the cutting of power to various agencies in the country. You're welcome to the City Newsroom, madam.
Thank you.
It's very unusual to find ECG cutting power to government agencies. What is happening?
Well, thank you. But I think disconnection is part of our operations. And then because we run a credit system, definitely you're going to get some customers who owe us, because with the credit system, we supply the power to you and then you pay later. So you definitely get people or customers that will default in payment. So when it happens like that, you are liable for disconnection. So it's a normal thing that we usually do.
It's interesting, but we know that some of these agencies that you've been to play critical roles. So I'm wondering, what made it get to that point where you'd have to disconnect them?
Yeah, usually with such institutions, we usually engage them. We engage them on the payment of their bills. We usually sit down with them and then we schedule, we call it payment plan. So when we agree with you on a payment plan and then the customer defaults on its part, then you are telling us to disconnect you, because we all sit down and agree that yes, you owe us, but you're going to pay within, let's say, 3 installments in addition to your current bill. But then if you fail to pay, then we have to come and disconnect, because we need to retrieve our money to be able to run the system. So that is what is going on.
Okay, so we do know that you've cut power to some agencies and others too are on your waiting list, so to speak. Can you walk us through the numbers? Which institutions are these and how much do they owe?
Yeah, for now, I cannot be able to give a list of the institutions, but as you already know, the Ghana airport is already in the news, so airport is off as we speak now. But for the other institutions or where the team will be moving now, I might not be able to tell you, because it's a tall list and I don't know which location that they will be visiting. But what I can say is the institutions that are aware that they owe us, they should just get ready for us. We'll be coming to engage them. When we get to their premises, we don't just go to disconnect straight. We sit down with management, engage them, and then some of them make some commitments in a way of payment. So if you were able to make some significant commitments, then we leave you. But then if we engage you and we realize that you are not ready to make any commitment, then we have to go ahead and disconnect to be able to get our money. So as we speak, the team is in the field, but I cannot be able to tell you where they are exactly or where they will be moving from.
We know that obviously these institutions will have the volumes in terms of the debt levels, but tell us, what is the strategy really? Are there private individuals involved, or for now it's just the government agencies you're working on?
Yeah, for now it's not just the government agencies. We have private companies that also owe us, so it is not targeted at government institutions. So any institution that owe us, the team will just visit them to retrieve our money. So it is not targeted at government institutions. Any institution, whether private or public, if you owe us, our team is on their way to your premises.
So I'm sure all businesses or entities within your jurisdiction are watching you right now. What admonition do you have to them with regards to their debts?
Yeah, we just want to appeal to them that they should just do well to pay their bills for us. They should make some commitments. We have a very good relations with our customers, with those institutions, and they are aware. We always engage them, but at some point something happened. But we are just appealing to them that they should try and make some commitment, some payment for us to be able to run the system. As we speak now, ECG, we also need funds to be able to run the system. We have to pay our producers, generators, and other stuff. So we need the money to be able to keep the company running. So we appeal to those institutions that are owing us to endeavor to make payments for us to be able to also give constant supply to them to run their operations.
This issue could have been stalled if, for instance, they all had prepaid meters. Do you have any idea, or do you know if your outfit has any plan to roll out that system for such agencies?
Yes, as we speak now, when you go to some of our operational districts, we have started the installation of prepaid meters. So we are replacing some of the credit meters to prepaid to be able to get the revenue that we need. So as we move along, we'll get there. That is why we also need the money to be able to get the prepaid meters to be able to install for customers. I know that most customers want the prepaid, but it's all capital intensive. That is why we are doing all this, to be able to get some funds to get the meters to serve the customers well.
Thank you very much. You just heard the PRO for Accra East admonishing everybody within the community that is yet to pay their bills to ensure they do so. If not, her outfit will be visiting you soon to probably disconnect you.